And an article from another one of my sites I really like to, really does a great job. Michael Snyder. Boy, is he all over this stuff too. TheEconomicCollapseBlog.com. We got, the 12 days of Christmas. We've got the 12 constellations. 12 digits on a clock. 12 is a pretty interesting number. What's this? 12 signs the economic slowdown the experts have been warning about is now here. What? How did we miss this? Since the election, there has been this perception among the American public that the economy is improving. But that has not been the case at all. U.S. GDP growth for the first quarter was just revised up to 1.2%. But that is even lower than the average growth of just 1.33% that we saw over the previous 10 years. But when you look even deeper into the numbers, a much more alarming picture emerges. Commercial and industrial loan growth is declining. Auto loan defaults are rising. Bankruptcies absolutely surging, and we are on pace to break the all-time record for most store closings in a single year in the United States by more than 20%, by the way. All of these points that I have covered before, says Michael Snyder, but today I have 12 new facts to share with you. The following are 12 signs that the economic slowdown that experts have been warning about is here. I wonder if they could do like the 12 days. On the first day of factual stuff my true love gave to me. According to the Challenger, the number of job cuts in May was 71% higher than it was in May 2016. On the second day, not even going to go there. I'd kill you if I did that the whole damn way. What's another song? 12 Days of Christmas. Well, we got all these freaking 12, 12, 12, 12. Number 2, we just witnessed the third worst drop in U.S. construction spending in the last 6 years. Number 3, U.S. manufacturing PMI fell to an 8-month low in May. Number 4, financial stocks have lost all of their gains for the year. And some analysts are saying that this is a terrible sign. Can I just tell you what my brain went on that one? My brain worked. I'm going to tell you how my brain works. If you can't already tell when I do these videos, I'll read something. Oh, it reminds me of a song. That's an 80s song, or a 70s or 60s or whatever. Signs, signs everywhere, signs. Do this, don't do that. Can't you read the terrible sign? Number 5. One new survey has found that 39% of all millionaires plan to avoid investing in the coming month. This is the highest that figure has been since December 2013. Number 6. Jobless claims just shot up to a 5-week high of 248,000. Well, where'd that come from, man? 4.4%. 4.4% unemployment. Don't give me this. This can't be real. No way. Number 7. GM, as in General Motors, just reported another sales decline in May. And it is being reported that the company may be preparing for more job cuts at its American factories. Again, this isn't really a good sign now, is it? Number 8. After an initial bump after Donald Trump's surprise election victory, U.S. consumer confidence is starting to fall. Number 9. Since Memorial Day, Radio Shack has officially shut down more than 1,000 stores. I didn't even know how many they had. I thought they were pretty much done with it. They actually had some left. Poor Radio Shack, man. Oh, what a shame. Number 10, Payless has just increased the number of stores that it plans to close to about 800. Number 11. According to the Los Angeles Times, it is being projected that 25% of all shopping malls in the U.S. may close within the next 5 years. Whoa. And finally, at number 12, over the past speaking of 12, right, 12, over the past 12 months, the number of homeless people living in Los Angeles County has risen by a staggering 23%. we're at 4.4%, 4.4% unemployment. The job industry is looking good. More Americans are finding work again. Then how the hell are food stamps still 44, 45 million people usage when it used to be 24 million prior to the last recession? How in the hell is 23% increased homeless people in LA, Los Angeles, if the economy is doing great and people have jobs and everything's great, man? Because those who provide you these numbers from the so-called government are effing liars. They're effing liars. And I can't wait to see what the Federal Reserve are. Aside from the list of 12 Jason Ip4 read, everybody, Miss Yellen thinks that it's still time to hike, do another rate hike again. It's, things are going to be looking good about that, And in case those numbers have not persuaded you that the U.S. economy is heading for rough times, I would encourage you to go check out my previous article entitled 11 Facts That Prove That the U.S. Economy in 2017 is in far worse shape than it was in 2016. He's got a link here, and you know me, I'm going to link this for even more eye-popping statistics. During a bubble, it can feel like the good times are just going to keep rolling forever. But that never actually happens in reality. The truth is that we are in the terminal phase of the greatest debt bubble of all time. And the evidence is starting to mount that this debt bubble has just about run its course. The following comes from Zero Hedge. Probably already read it, but I bet it's got some goodies in here you need to be reminded of. And it's just a little excerpt. A recurring theme on this website has been to periodically highlight the tremendous buildup of U.S. corporate debt. But recently in April, when we showed that corporate debt to EBITDA hits all-time high, the relentless debt buildup is something which even the IMF recently noted when in April it released a special report on financial stability, according to which 20% of U.S. corporations were at risk of default should rates rise. It is also the topic of the latest piece by Societe Generale's strategist Andrew Lapthorne, who uses even more colorful adjectives to describe what has happened since the financial crisis, noting that the debt buildup during this crisis has been incredible, particularly when compared to the stagnant progression of EBITDA, which is EBITDA. I'm just shortening it for just EBITDA. Lapthorne calculates that S&P 500 exponential net debt has risen. It's 1,500. She said that in the other one, but I remember reading it, and I was like, did he mean 1,500 or 500? Net debt has risen by almost $2 trillion in 5 years. That is a 150% increase. Anyways, the same story or same report noted that net debt growth in the U.S. is quickly headed toward negative territory. And the last time that happened was during the last recession. We see similar things when we look at the second largest economy in the entire planet. According to Jim Rickards, China has multiple bubbles, and they're all getting ready to burst. He says China is in the greatest financial bubble in history. Yet calling China a bubble does not do justice to the situation. This story has been touched on periodically over the last year. China has multiple bubbles, and they're all getting ready to burst. If you make the right moves now, you could be well positioned even as Chinese credit and currency crash burn. The first and most obvious bubble is credit. The combined Chinese government and corporate debt to equity ratio is over 300 to 1 after hidden liabilities, such as provincial guarantees and shadow banking system liabilities, are taken into account. We just got the worst Chinese manufacturing number in about a year, and it looks like economic conditions over there are really starting to slow down as well. Just like 2008, the coming crisis is going to be truly global in scope. It is funny how our perspective colors our reality. Just like in 2007, many are mocking those that are warning that a crisis is coming. But just like 2009, after the crisis strikes, many will be complaining that nobody warned them in advance about what was ahead. And at this moment, it may seem like we have all the time in the world to get prepared for the approaching storm, but once it is here, people will be talking about how it seemed to hit us so quickly. My hope is that many Americans will finally be fed up with our fundamentally flawed financial system once they realize that we are facing another horrendous economic crisis, and that in the aftermath they will finally be ready for the dramatic solutions that are necessary in order to permanently fix things. And of course, if the club has their way, you know what their permanent solution is. We need a new world system, currency. That's the solution. And you want the pain to stop, don't you? Well, here's the solution. No thanks. You guys created that one, the first one, and now you want to create it? No, I think cryptos might be a better idea than letting you guys take our money again. So, anyways, off to the next and I think final video for today. Take care.